Okay, good morning, everybody. I call to order the Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 Judicial and Public Safety Committee meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Chair Evans.
Here. Yeah, whose cell phone? Turn that off.
Okay. Member Childress.
Yeah.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Heather. Member Honig.
Here.
Member Krajewski. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu. Member Zay.
Okay, do we have any public comment?
No public comment today.
Okay, thank you. And chair remarks. Welcome, everybody. Happy 2025. We got a great committee and we have a long agenda, so let's get to it. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024 meeting? Okay, motion second. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to procurement requisitions. Can I get a motion to approve JPS P-1-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Northeast DuPage Family and Youth Services to provide services to youths who are at risk of domestic violence and trauma for the period of February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2026 for contract total amount not to exceed $33,000. Any questions or comments on that one? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And moving on to item 6B, can I get a motion to approve JPS P-2-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Raymond W. Johnson as a veteran mentor coordinator to develop a veteran peer mentor program for the period of January 15th, 2025 through January 14th, 2026 for contract total amount not to exceed $37,500. Do we have any questions or comments? Member you.
So I don't remember this item before in the past, and so I was wondering if this is a new program or if we've had this veteran mentor coordinator program before and if we've hired Raymond Johnson in the past.
Okay, we have Tim McGavin, Deputy Director of Probation.
Good morning. Thank you. Yes, this is an existing program. We've had the position filled previously. The gentleman who was in that position left for family matters. So we're seeking to refill that position as well. You're welcome.
Thank you. Member Desart.
Thank you. I just had a comment and I wanted to say I think it's a wonderful program and I'm so glad that you were doing it. And also to let folks know that it's grant funded. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to item 6C, can I get a motion to approve JPS P-6-25? Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to West Publishing Corporation to provide legal books and updates for the period of February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2030 for a total contract amount not to exceed $57,301.20. Do we have any questions or comments for that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to item 6D, can I get a motion to approve item 25-32? Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Dr. Michaela Mosley to provide expertise, experience, and knowledge to complete court-ordered psychosexual evaluations for court-involved individuals for the period of January 17th, 2025 through January 16th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $23,400. Do we have, do we get a motion? Okay, motion a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve item 25-38? Recommendation to enter into a professional services agreement with Clausen Miller, PC, to provide professional consultation services related to collective bargaining of modifications to the agreement between the chief judge of the court and AFSCME for the period of January 10th, 2025 through January 9th, 2026 for the 18th Judicial Court for a contract total amount not to exceed $30,000. I heard a motion. Is there a second? Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to item 7, resolutions. Can I get a motion to approve FIR-1-25, acceptance of an extension of time for the Illinois State Opioid Response Criminal Justice Medication Assisted Treatment Integration Grant, PY 23, MOU number 2023-102. Okay, that's just an extension. So we got a motion and we got a second, right? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve FIR-8-25, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to, but not to exceed $203,068 in additional funds from the Probation Services Fee Fund to the General Fund for fiscal year 2024? Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to, can I get a motion to approve FIR-9-25, additional appropriation for the Drug Court MICAP Fund in the amount of $35,547. Motion and second. Any discussion? Member you?
So this might be related to the one item before it. So I'm just wondering, why is there an additional appropriation to the MICAP fund? Because I don't think there was a PRCC or anything like that to explain it. And why there are additional funds also from the Probation Services Fee Fund. I don't know if they're related.
Okay, we have Tim McGavin back.
Good morning. The first one is interest income on the probation fees fund, which by state statute can be transferred into the general fund. The second one, the MICAP fee in drug court, but that was closed and moved into the general fund. And this is just the final movement of those funds into that fee. You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to budget transfers. Can I get a motion to approve item 25-100, transfer of funds from regular salaries to interpreter services in the amount of $975 to cover interpreting expenses required by statute? Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve item 25-101, transfer of funds from regular salaries to part-time help in the amount of $8,000 to cover part-time salary expenses for the remainder of FY 2024? Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Moving on to item 8C, can I get a motion to approve 25-102, transfer of funds from software, subscription IT arrangements, software and maintenance, and wearing apparel to equipment and machinery in the amount of $606,000 needed to reimburse to ETSB for DIDIR system equipment, including 263 portable radios, 9 mobile radios, and associated chargers. We got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve item 25-103, transfer funds from other professional services and rental of machinery to copier usage, IT equipment, capital lease in the amount of $85,000 necessary because the copier lease usage was budgeted as rental, so transfer needs to be made to copier usage and capital lease. Okay, we got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to item 8E, can I get a motion to approve item 25-104, transfer of funds from regular salaries to part-time help in the amount of $20,000 to cover the costs of a part-time employee until the end of FY 25? Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to 8F, can I get a motion to approve 25-105, transfer of funds from regular salaries to equipment and machinery in the amount of $5,700 needed to cover the costs of radios billed by ETSB? Okay, we got a motion. Is there a second? Okay, we got a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to 8G, can I get a motion to approve 25-137, transfer of funds from overtime to drugs and vaccine supplies and medical services in the amount of $400,000 needed for inmate medications through the end of FY 2024. A significant portion of the requested budget for each of these accounts was put in the general fund contingency funds during the budgeting process and remains in contingency. The FY 24 jail overtime is significantly less than FY 23 actual and less than the FY 24 budget. So the sheriff can cover these expenses, leaving contingency funds available for other county needs. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to item 8H, can I get a motion to approve 25-155, transfer funds from salary and wage adjustments to regular salaries in the amount of $2,919 to cover needed expenses from 2024, and that's for the law library. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And so item number 9, informational. Can I get a motion to receive and place on file item 25-53, informational public defender's office monthly statistical report for November 2024? Okay, can I get a second on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Also, item 9B, can I get a motion to receive and place on file informational pursuant to, vehicle replacement purchase orders for FY 25 for the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, issued to Sutton Ford, Inc. The unit price for vehicle number 1 is $55,254, and for vehicle 2 is $51,624, for a total amount of $106,878. Okay, we got a motion. Did we get a second? We did. Okay. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to old business. Is there any old business? Okay, member you.
Thank you, Chair. I forgot to mention this before, but on item 6B, for the independent contractor agreement for the veteran mentor coordinator, there's an exhibit that's missing from the agreement, and I was looking for that exhibit. Exhibit A is missing from the agreement for the veteran mentor coordinator. So if that could just be included in the packet. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, any other old business? Any new business? Okay, motion to adjourn. All in favor? Okay,